Hi, Zachmals here. Merry Christmas. The animal most commonly associated with Christmas is the reindeer. They are found in the Arctic, just like Santa supposedly is. North American reindeer are called caribou, and in Europe and Asia they are just called reindeer. Reindeer used to live further south, and reindeer could be found in the Orkney Islands of Scotland until the 12th century, and in the US state of Idaho until the 19th century. Reindeer were introduced to Alaska in the 19th century from the Sami people to provide food for the native Inuits as the whale population was decreasing. Reindeer have a diet of mainly reindeer lichen in winter because they have the enzyme licanase, which breaks down licanin to glucose. Licanin is found in lichen, if you couldn't work that out. They also eat willows and birches, and are even known to eat their own antlers. But why are these animals related to Santa Claus? Ever since Santa's been spreading gifts around the world, he's needed a method of transport that hasn't always been reindeer. Sinterklaas, the Dutch equivalent to Santa, who is still much more similar to the original figure of St. Nicholas, traditionally rides a white horse called O zo snel, which means oh so fast. Sinterklaas's previous horse, Amerigo, canonically died in 2019 and was replaced with a new horse. The new horse doesn't know where anyone lives and is scared of water, so Sinterklaas has to travel by train to the Netherlands. Another animal friend related to Santa is the Yule Goat. This goat has its own long history, which I explained in last year's Christmas video, but from the 19th century, the Yule Goat is depicted as a gift giver, sometimes accompanied by Santa Claus. But what about reindeer? The first reference to reindeers at Christmas time is from an 1821 children's poem, where Santa has a sleigh being pulled by a single reindeer, but this reindeer had no name. It wasn't until 1823 when Santa was given his 8 well-known reindeer. Yes, we are missing one, but we will get to him later. These reindeer were said to be tiny, and so was Santa, which would probably mean you would only need to leave out cookie crumbs and a drop of milk for Santa. Their names are Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. Each name is related to speed and flight, except Vixen, which either means a female fox or an attractive woman, neither of which seem to describe a magical reindeer. The names Donner and Blitzen are a little more interesting. They are the German words for thunder and lightning. However, in the original poem, the Dutch words were used, Dunder and Bliksem. These might not have originally been names at all, and possibly with just meaning thunder and lightning. But what about the 9th reindeer, Rudolph? He was introduced to the herd 100 years later, in 1939. He was created by Robert Louis May as an assignment to create a colouring book. Robert considered many names for Rudolph, all beginning with R, to create alliteration. Possible names included Rollo, Romeo, or Reginald. Originally, the idea for Rudolph was rejected because a bright red nose was associated with chronic alcoholism, which would result in a very different story, but eventually the idea was supported, and Rudolph began to get many songs, films, and books. Now the story of Rudolph is well known around the world. Rudolph was mocked and excluded for his red nose, but eventually became useful, because his red nose could guide them in bad weather. However, reindeer actually have amazing eyesight and might not have needed Rudolph. Reindeer can see ultraviolet light, and they have a tapetum lucidum, which is a layer of tissue in the eyes of many nocturnal animals. It is often known to shine and glow brightly in flash photos. In reindeers, this layer of tissue changes colour from gold in summer to blue in winter to improve their vision in darkness. Another inaccuracy of Rudolph that is often stated is that Rudolph is actually a female reindeer, because while both sexes of reindeer grow antlers, males lose their antlers before winter. However, this doesn't prove anything. Rudolph is a young reindeer and therefore would keep his antlers. Also, Santa's reindeer are likely castrated, which also means they would keep their antlers during Christmas. And it's possible that Rudolph does lose his antlers every year, since I have never seen Rudolph with antlers. I've never seen him at all. There is no way to tell the sex of Santa's reindeer, and it really doesn't matter. A much more important inaccuracy of Santa's reindeer is that reindeers can't actually fly. They lack wings and are incredibly heavy, which means they can likely never get off the ground. Now you know who Santa's reindeer really are. I hope you enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Now you know who Santa's reindeer really are. I hope you enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!